Every refrigerator sold at Best Buy today is designed to fail between 5 and 8 years. Number 7. Liebherr stands as a rare survivor in a market flooded with disposable machines. This is a family-owned German company founded in 1954 that has never handed the reins to outside investors or private equity. That decision shows up in every corner of their refrigerators. Instead of the brittle plastic and wafer-thin metal you find in big-box brands, Liebherr builds with 0.7mm steel cabinets, thick enough to shrug off dents and hold a seal for decades. Interiors are lined with real porcelain, not plastic. Under the hood, their commercial-grade compressor is designed for the long haul. A reciprocating compressor means fewer moving parts, less wear, and steady performance year after year. For repairs, Liebherr keeps original parts in stock for 30 years or more, so a service tech can swap out a thermostat or fan motor without hunting for obsolete pieces. The only catch for American buyers is a smaller service network, making repairs less convenient than with domestic brands. But the engineering DNA here is untouched by the cost-cutting that dominates the rest of the industry. With Liebherr, the promise is simple: buy it once and expect it to last a generation. Number 6. Subzero built its reputation on a simple promise: make a refrigerator that outlasts the kitchen around it. Founded in 1945 and run by the Bakke family for 70 years, Subzero refused to chase trends or cut corners, even as the rest of the industry raced to the bottom. The heart of every Subzero is its dual compressor system: one compressor for the fridge, another for the freezer. That means if one side fails, the other keeps running, and repairs are fast and cheap. No single point of failure, no waiting weeks for a proprietary circuit board. The chassis is thick steel, not the flimsy sheet metal you find in mass-market brands. Inside, every component is built for a 20-year minimum lifespan. Service techs report that a compressor swap averages about $250, and with regular maintenance, these machines just keep going. Here's the math. An $8,000 Subzero, spread over 2 decades, runs about $400 a year. Stack that against 4 $1,500 big-box fridges, each lasting 5 or 6 years, and the so-called bargain brands end up costing more, not less. Even after Subzero's 2015 sale to GE and the later Haier takeover, the core engineering has stayed intact, protected by decades-old design specs. While corporate ownership always brings a risk of future cost-cutting, the legacy of overbuilt American luxury still holds. For those tired of appliances that die right after the warranty, Subzero remains proof that paying more upfront can mean never dealing with a landfill-bound fridge again. Number 5. True refrigeration brings the muscle of the restaurant world into American kitchens. Born in 1945 as a maker of hard-wearing bar coolers, True's residential line still runs on the same DNA. Thick-gauge, US-made steel, all built in Missouri, and a commercial reciprocating compressor that is shared across their restaurant and home models. That compressor is not just a buzzword. It is the heavy-duty heart of the machine, designed to cycle on and off for decades, not just a few years. The guts of these fridges are standardized, so any competent refrigeration technician can swap a part from the same catalog used by every diner, bar, and grocery store in the country. When True's residential arm was sold to private equity in 2018, some worried about cost-cutting. So far, the mechanics have been left untouched. No plastic tubs, no proprietary circuit boards, just the same overbuilt core. Unlike luxury brands that charge a premium for a name, True delivers industrial toughness without the markup. It is proof that durability can be mass-produced, not just reserved for the rich. With a 40-year parts catalog and a design meant to be fixed, not replaced, True turns the tables on planned obsolescence. This is a refrigerator built for a working life, not a product cycle. Number 4. Miele proves that luxury doesn't have to mean disposable. This German company has been family-run since 1899, but the story isn't about heritage for heritage's sake. Miele backs its talk with real engineering muscle. Every refrigerator design is tested to last 20 years, and it shows up in the details. Instead of chasing the latest touchscreen gimmick or Wi-Fi add-on, Miele pours 5% of its revenue right back into research and development, more than double what most competitors spend. The result? A sealed refrigeration system, fully welded, that locks in the coolant for decades. No flimsy connectors, no slow leaks. The interior is lined with 0.9mm stainless steel, thicker and tougher than most so-called commercial units. Even the insulation is oversized, cutting down on compressor wear and holding temperature steady through blackouts and heat waves. Miele's approach is simple. Build it once, build it right, and make sure it can be serviced by any trained tech, not just a company rep with a proprietary tool. Service costs can run high outside Europe, but you're paying for real substance, not just a badge. In a world where high-end often means high maintenance, Miele stands for the kind of honest luxury that's built to last. Coming to the top 3, Viking's pre-2012 refrigerators tell a cautionary tale about what happens when a company's soul gets sold to the highest bidder. For nearly 3 decades, Viking was the pride of Greenwood, Mississippi, a privately owned outfit run by founder Fred Carl Jr. These machines didn't just look tough, they were built like tanks. Dual compressors kept the fridge and freezer running on separate circuits, so if one side failed, the other kept humming. Mechanical thermostats meant no fragile circuit boards to fry in a power surge. The cabinet was real stainless, 0.75mm thick, with an all-metal frame underneath. Every hinge, gasket, and relay could be swapped out by any competent tech, using off-the-shelf parts that Viking stocked for years. But in 2012, Viking was bought by Middleby Corporation. That's when the rot set in. The dual compressors got replaced with a single scroll compressor, cheaper but more prone to failure. Out went the mechanical controls, in came proprietary electronic boards that can't be fixed on a workbench. Suddenly, a blown PCB meant a $600 repair or a new fridge, not a $40 relay swap. Reports of evaporator corrosion and premature failures started piling up. The once proud reputation for 20-year reliability vanished almost overnight. The lesson is blunt: don't just trust a badge. With Viking, only the pre-2012 models meet the buy-it-for-life standard. After the corporate takeover, what used to be a workhorse turned into another disposable status symbol. If you want a Viking that lasts, you have to check the serial number and know exactly what you're buying. In second place, Northland wears its American roots right on the steel. This company traces its lineage all the way back to Ranny Refrigerator, founded in 1892, long before the age of disposable appliances. Northland never caved to the plastic craze or the lure of private equity. Instead, it stuck to what works: thick, 0.8mm steel panels, custom fabricated in the United States, and cabinets built to order. Every unit is a piece of industrial craftsmanship, not a stamped-out box from a global conglomerate. The real genius is in the engineering. Compressors, gaskets, and thermostats are built to be swapped out, not soldered in. Northland's mechanical parts are standardized across model years, so a compressor from a 1998 unit will fit a brand new one off the line today. That's not nostalgia, it's a repair ecosystem that makes sense. Even after joining AGA Marvel in 2003, Northland kept its independence, running as a private operation with a tiny production volume and a century-long commitment to parts support. You won't find Wi-Fi modules or touchscreen controls here, just honest, overbuilt refrigeration that any competent tech can service with off-the-shelf tools. In a market obsessed with features and fast upgrades, Northland proves that durability is still alive in American manufacturing. For those who want a refrigerator that's built to last, not just to impress, this is one of the last real options left. And finally, in first place, Westinghouse's original refrigerators from 1952 to 1982 stand as the gold standard of American durability, a benchmark the industry has never matched again. These machines were built at a time when engineering meant something: 0.7mm steel cabinets that could take a beating, real porcelain interiors that never yellowed or cracked, and a hermetic reciprocating compressor sealed with welded copper lines. That compressor, an 8-inch motor packed into a welded steel shell, was designed to run for decades with nothing more than an occasional oil top-off. The sealed system meant no slow leaks, no refrigerant top-ups, and no catastrophic failures from vibration or loose fittings. Even now, you can find original relays and thermostats for these units still listed in OEM parts catalogs, proof that real standardization once existed and that repair was always part of the plan. Thousands of these Westinghouse units are still quietly running in basements, garages, and farmhouses across America, some pushing past 40 or even 50 years of continuous service. Technicians will tell you, swap a gasket, replace a relay, and these fridges just keep humming. No proprietary circuit boards, no touchscreen controls, no software lockouts, just honest mechanical design that any local refrigeration tech can understand and fix. The story changes sharply after 1975, when Westinghouse's appliance division was sold off to White Consolidated, and then again to Electrolux in 1986. The new owners slashed costs, thinned out the steel, and replaced mechanical controls with fragile electronics. Planned obsolescence became the business model, and the era of buy-it-for-life refrigeration ended almost overnight. The lesson is clear. When you buy a vintage Westinghouse, you're not just getting a fridge, you're buying a piece of American engineering that outlasts 4 generations of disposable machines. What was lost in the corporate carve-up wasn't just a brand, but an entire philosophy. Build it once, build it right, and make sure it can be fixed by anyone with a wrench and a little know-how. That's what it means to buy it for life. Across all 7 brands, one truth stands out. Real longevity isn't an accident, it's a choice. Private equity and cost-cutting built disposability into every plastic hinge and circuit board. But the cheapest fridge is the one you only buy once. Stop renting landfill. Buy the steel. Buy the fixable. Own it.